Welcome back everybody to the Microburst 600 side-by-side build. I'm just doing some work on the shocks right now. I bought these shocks for another project that I was going to do. These are 14-inch travel, and what I really needed was about maybe a 12. But anyway, so the problem I have is at full compression there's just too much travel, and the CV joints will come all the way up, right, and the things will start binding. So what I'm doing is I'm short stroking them by about 2.5 inches. So what I have are these parts right here. I'm just powder coating them right now, but those are just aluminum and they're 2¼ inches long, and I'm going to slide those over the shafts. And then I have these rubber bump stops. Now these are 1/2 inch thick, so I'll have a little bit of extra cushioning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide these things onto the shaft. Now the easiest way to do that, well, you would think you would just take this top piece off, but I've tried to take these off before on my last build, and these things are on there so tight you just can't get them off. So the easiest thing really to do is just disassemble the entire shock, and I'm going to just slide them all the way up. So I'm just about ready to reassemble it. I have this shock ready to go. You can't see in there, but it's already pre-filled up with oil. So I put brand new oil in this, and then I'm going to reassemble everything with the new bump stops. Alright, there we have it. I have my custom bump stops installed. So it's a 2¼ inch aluminum spacer, and then I have a basically the piece of a rubber bump stop. So that should do the trick. I just need to get these charged up with nitrogen now, and then I'll get them installed in the rear end here. Okay folks, I just finished bolting these shocks on. I have 200 pounds of nitrogen in the front and 300 in the back. The back seems to be about correct. I have 11 inches of ride height. The front's, I think I probably need about an extra 50 pounds. It's sitting by about an inch and a half too low. But yeah, check that thing out. Wow, that looks awesome. Oh, I couldn't resist firing this thing up. Sounds so nice outside. I don't have the brake lines yet hooked up yet. Man, I'm so close to just hopping in this thing and taking it for a rip. But I can wait another day or two. I've been at this over 1.5 years. I want to smash it up without brakes. Oh my gosh. I'll keep it on. I gotta put a chain guard around this. That's just freewheeling even in neutral. Nice sound. Alright, so what's left before I can take this on a shakedown run? Let me just take a quick walk around and I'll show you where things are at. So, brake lines is probably the biggest thing I'm waiting to finish up right now. I've went ahead and I've routed all the lines that I could. I'm still waiting on the line that takes us from the master cylinder all the way to the back brakes. And then on the front here, on the passenger side, I just need to get one banjo bolt end for this line. I was actually able to reuse all the Polaris Razor lines, except this one here was a bit too long, so I need to put a different end on it, get it connected over to the caliper. The other side, like I said, I was able to reuse that line right off the Razor. And then for the master cylinder itself, I need to make a couple little spacers just to hold that thing in place. And then for the pedals, what I really need to do is these springs. Oh, I just jammed my thumb. Oh. As you can see, they just pop right off. So I need to make some kind of a little hook or something for these springs on the pedals, so they don't keep popping off like that. And then going to the back, I was talking about the brake lines. So this is the stock Razor lines. I was able to reuse all this. They're already plumbed over to the calipers. They're all connected, so I need to make a little mounting bracket just to hold this in place. And then I need to get a line to run all the way from the master cylinder back to this, and then hook up the this big thing here. That's your brake switch. So whenever this thing senses pressure, it will turn your brake lights on, basically. And then as far as wiring goes, there's a couple things down in here I need to get cleaned up. I just want to secure, there's still some kind of loose ends here. I want to secure this before I can take that out for a run. I just want to go through a lot of these things, make sure everything's kind of fastened down where they should be, so things don't come flying off. And then for the computer itself, eventually this is going to get mounted to the big firewall that I'm putting across back here. I think just for like an initial shakedown run, I'll probably just zip tie this stuff up somewhere up out of the way here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are the few items that I really need to kind of clean up before I can take this thing out just for a little shakedown run. Okay, while I'm waiting for the brake line parts to come in, I need to secure this splitter up somewhere on the frame. So what I'm going to do is I took the two bolts out of the transmission, and I'm just going to make a bracket that comes out and goes on an angle, and then I'm going to bolt this guy right in here. So when I finally get the line for the brakes, it's going to connect here and go up to the front, and then this will split off to the back rear brakes. And this is actually a pressure sensor switch, so that's going to get tied into the rear brake lights. So I'm just going to grab some cardboard. I'm going to and start designing something here. Last pieces just showed up. Got the brake lines and the fittings that I needed. Let's throw them on this machine. Fire it up for a test drive. Okay folks, this is it. Been working on this for about 1.5 years. Just finished up with the brake lines, have them all bled. Seat belts are in. We're gonna fire this thing up and just take it for a little rip. And it's night out and it's snowing, but that's okay. All right, let's see what happens.
Okay, my hands are numb.
Oh god. That was unreal. Oh my god.
Well, what do you think, Annabelle?
Oh my gosh.
Scared?
I was worried that wouldn't have enough horsepower. Oh my gosh.
That can't.
That thing
Can't.
was insane. Oh.
Annabelle.
Oh wow. That was it, guys. That was the first time this thing has ever run. And well, you heard me. I ripped it through probably up to about third gear there. Gear ratio seemed to be pretty fine. First gear seems pretty nice. I put it into low gear. It's got a real good crawling for first gear. There's a little bit of a noise with the chain, and it's because the tensioner is not it's not very tight right now. And I notice there's a lot of black stuff down here. What that is, it's that that Delrin roller that I made. I don't know, I might have to rethink that. If the chain chews that thing up too much, I might have to put in an idler sprocket. I don't know, I mean, like, so anyway, it was a quick run, but nothing's broken. Things seem to be working. Brakes are working. Reverse gear's working. Shifter's working. Geez, that GSXR 600 motor's got power. I was really worried because a lot of guys are saying 600 might be too small. I don't know. I think that thing's going to have a lot of snot. Man, I'm just blown away, to tell you the truth. I'm blown away by how much power that motor has. Doesn't seem to be too boggy. I mean, you got to keep the revs up a little bit, but oh gosh, that thing's going to be a beast on the trails. Well, as you can tell, I'm super excited. It's hard to describe the feeling you get the very first time you drive a machine you've been working on for so long. You get to drive it for that very first time. You get like butterflies in your stomach, and you're excited, you're nervous. You don't know if things are going to just kind of like explode on the way out, or things are going to start falling off. Oh gosh, that's unreal. I'm glad I got that on video.